This is a good day to talk about and play T9A in Bavaria. I am reading from Beauty and Terror, the Dread Elves Supplement from T9A. And I'm T9A in Bavaria, your host, it's Flo. I'm reading it. It's now about what a Dread Elf from a foreign province who visits his hometown and his home land explores what happens to him. Let's continue on his travels there. Last week, my noble host took me on a hunting party over the borders of his state. Everything was already prepared, and every hunter and slave knew their part. Many of the region's nobles were with us, as we marched towards the wilderness, with my cousin and I in the lead. We stopped after a few hours in a clearing in the forest, where the house slaves served breakfast, until a scout returned with news of a 12-point heart. We chased the stag until it turned, my noble host granting me the honor of making the kill, which I did with a sure thrust to its chest. As the sun set and we were offering the proper libations to Cadran, with the blood of the beast, a strange retinue approached. Half a dozen mounted figures were suddenly visible in the darkness at the edge of the firelight, and everyone turned to my cousin. With a broad knife he tore one of the legs from the heart and left it on a rock nearby. 3 slaves loaded the rest on a cart, and the company headed back home in silence. When we reached the plains again, his mood improved, so I asked him about what had happened. He told me what I had already guessed. The figures we met were acolytes of one of the main outlaw communes that roam the dark woods of the frontier. These lawless, semi-civilized elves are led by mages of terrible power, known as warlocks. The party we met served one such master, a pale witch called the Shadow Maiden. Then my cousin spoke no more. When we returned to the estate, I questioned our guard about the matter. If he spoke the truth, my cousin had allied with the Shadow Maiden some years ago, when he was fighting a great herd of beasts, and since then they had agreed to respect each other's territory. Checking that no one was listening, the guard leaned closer and told me the master was beguiled by the warlock and had planned to marry her. He had been made to see reason just in time. Warlocks had a bad reputation, generally loathed by all upstanding deb, for they are descended from a renegade mage from Seldat Ablan who refused to submit to or join with the superior deb people. Returning to my chamber, I considered all I had heard about these mysterious frontier communities. It is said they turned to dark arts many ages ago in the chaos of the Civil War, but they were disowned first by Aldan and then by Rattan, since the experiments had largely targeted our brave rebels. From the White Isles they departed with many magical treasures and tomes that were never vouchsafed to the spell-casting traditions of Dayton. Even now, many warlocks remain even more powerful than temple mages, but such eldritch secrets have added their appreciation for both civilized society and military strategy, and left them indifferent towards positions of leadership, positions for which they would never be accepted in any case. Today, it seems the warlocks have found a precarious balance. They are not citizens of Dayton, but they are permitted to settle the borders of its territory. The state watches them closely, and it has been known to make use of the power for military purposes, but when it serves the Republic. There have been marriages with noble families, and exchanges of knowledge and craft, lore with the temples in Rayton. I had seen Warlock forged blades even in my own hands and lands. Yet despite such fostering exchange, the clear prejudice I had heard in the words of the guard I spoke to, those proved that most step would never do more than tolerate the presence of these outcasts. Yeah, we heard something about the Warlock outcasts and their acolyte units. Now we know why they are not as good generals as the rest of the army still. Now, it's also time to tell you that you don't want to wait till I read again tomorrow. You can either get the book from www.t9a.com in the download section, or you go to Amazon, type in T9A, Beauty and Terror, and get a printed version. As long as I'm occupied reading the book, you get a special offer. So be fast. I'm already on page 13 of 20. So, if you had fun listening to Beauty and Terror, come back tomorrow. Tomorrow it will be a bit earlier. Share the link with your friends. And remember, it's a good day to play and talk about T9A in Bavaria. Bye!